Hi, this is Mia. Hi, this is Mia. This is a recap. I'm I'm in the car because I don't want to be around anybody, and I am overwhelmed, and um, I'm gonna go clean out my area around the bed. I don't even care what's going on, even if he's sleeping. I'm just gonna start some tea, even if I just do it for the 5 minutes the tea's on. I recapped by talking about these Buddhist meditations I attended today, and Al-Anon and AA. One of them's through AA, one was recovery Dharma. And I talked about 2004 when God told me to do something for Him, do something for others, and do something for myself. And then now I feel urged to do something for myself in place too, instead of for others, so that I could be there for others. And I excuse me, I don't get a reciprocal, and I look how fat I am, guys. I'm almost 180 pounds, and I was 128 less than 2 years ago. Less than 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, or less than a year and a half ago. I can't stand it. I'm not eating any different. It's like my metabolism went to zero. I'm having perimenopause. My partner doesn't like it. He doesn't like PMS, and I'm getting arguments, and it's hardening my heart. And so I just said on the last video, so I don't want to post my whole business unless it's just about me. I've given up as of today, September 26th. My rent is too high. It's 2020. My rent, I got raised. I lost my job, and my income net was, my gross was like $70 a month, and my rent went to $1,000, and I can't do it anymore. And I want to just, I said I feel sorry for my kids because I'm not afraid to die, and I want to be out of this misery and pain. Like, the misery and pain is so much right now, guys. I didn't want to say this on the last video because I wanted to be strong. I didn't post it. I just made it. I wanted to be strong, and like, I was scared to protest because if there was rioters or anti-Black Lives Matters, or even trying to go to the Ruth Ginsburg or Portland protest or wherever you are, I was scared because I thought I was going to be getting shot by an innocent bystander, and I didn't want my kids to be left. But my kids had to learn. I mean, we all had to learn that we could die. My kid could die. I could die. My aunt and uncle could die right now. But I had to learn that nobody else cares for us. They can't even lift a finger to pick up the phone. They can't even send us $10 when they know. If you get $10 from a bunch of people, that could be just between paying rent and not paying rent. I'm not saying they have to pay your rent. I'm an adult. They don't have to pay anything. So I made a point when I was super broke to not go out to eat and to go to the food pantry. And it's not like I'm, I volunteered at the food pantry. A whole heck of a lot of stuff goes in the dumpster. The only thing a lot of that stuff is do is dispersing it from one trash. I mean, they're not giving it. In Portland, they weren't giving, well, at least on the west side, they weren't giving away good food. Expired dates on one shelf. Expired dairy. I mean, it's hard to grab a gallon of milk that's 3 days past due, that's been in somebody's car, back and forth from a store to a shelf to the car to the stack of stuff to put away. Then it 2 hours later gets put in the fridge, and then it sits there for another 2 days until the clients come. Well, it's before that. a soft expiration date. That's the first, like, the store can't sell it by that date, but we can give it to poor people. I understand. We've eaten a lot of that food. Did it save our lives? I don't think so. Look how fat I am, but it could have saved someone else's life. In the dignity when I lost my job, I went to the food pantry, I brought a bag of food. Someone else had given us canned goods that we weren't going to eat. And I stood in line, and she said, just a minute. And they were closing in 20 minutes. And she took 10, 15 minutes to get to me. I waited patiently. I said, by the way, I need to go to the line. She's like, no, you're too late. We shut the line 10 minutes ago. I'm like, well, I was here 20 minutes ago. Well, too bad. And I knew the guy who was doing the food pantry. And I'm sorry, this lady's mean. If it was just me, I would have got me the food. It's like, oh God, that lady is gone. Thank God. A lot of people disappeared because of it. At least a couple people. She yelled at my son. I'm glad my son didn't take it as hard as I did. At least not externally. Somebody walked into my son. Look how fat my chin is. Somebody walked into my son and she yelled at my son because someone else didn't watch where they are going. Some adults. My son was a child. And he's quiet. They had these bratty kids come in, these rich kids making all the noise. Probably homeschool. Oh yeah, we're volunteer, we're helping all the mom's looking for approval. Look at you, good job. Me and my son are like lifting and throwing rotten stuff and cleaning up stuff and getting grossed out from unrecognizable food that the same store kept donating. That I'm like, seriously, why would you give away something that you wouldn't eat yourself? Like, that's just weird. But they don't think about these poor people. Beggars can't be choosers, right? And that's what happened to me in my life. Especially when it's around white people. Oh, someone did something wrong to you? Well, it's your fault. And you know how many times I've been saying that? Why? Because I was born, because I was there. Breonna Taylor. It's her fault that she got shot. They took responsibility. You got cops at your door with no freaking identification, no uniform, no badge in the peephole. You got a problem. Because I'm thinking that there's some freaking creepers in the neighborhood busting in my door where my loved one lives, shooting a warning shot. You know what I mean? And God knows we've seen on TV, there's people that impersonate cops to get into your house or to pull you over on the street. They'll go so far as to get a uniform or fake badge or whatever. Kidnap people. If you're, I don't know the law in that jurisdiction. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. I think police shouldn't come in on a warrant. It should not be no. You should be able to say knock knock. Who is it? It's the police. I have a warrant. Well, I'm not letting you in. Wait, if you have a warrant, can you not? So that's the thing. One way or another, someone's busting my door, and I don't know who they are. Never seen them. Don't recognize them, and they're violent, and they have weapons drawn. You get to where this is make a split-second decision. Am I gonna live, or am I gonna sacrifice myself because my loved one is in the bed? Like, that's what it come down to with my kids. If someone was doing that, we used to have these DA people come to my house looking for somebody. Somebody had given my address, banks, credit cards, and I found out who it was. They were using my address. I was the only American on the street. So I never saw a badge. I did get a card, I think, once. Did I? I never think I got a card. I was like, I need some identifications. Like, no, I ain't got no such and such. I'm like, whoever you're saying. Not at my house. So I have my son who was scared of people running around in the background, hiding in the bathroom. I said, that just looks bad. There's a DA at the door. My kids running around trying to hide on the couch. No. Because they're going to think that that's the bad guy. Because I don't know. I have no idea who this guy is. They were in cahoots enough to... Everyone else is from their culture. They chose American. Trying to make me feel like they're going to raid my freaking house like they did Brianna's. Seriously. I don't want to put that energy in the air. But you want to tell your kids. You don't know if that's... I mean, what if it's just a robber? Someone in plain clothes, a plain car, old car. You tell your kids to put your hands up and get shot and robbed. You think it's a cop and it's not? Or you're going to think that it's a cop. Or you think that it's a bad guy and it's a cop and they shoot you. Like, either way, you're dead. You know, either way, they're not shooting you in the foot. Shooting you in the foot is a permanent disability, you know. That's not cool either. Shooting your kneecaps off. That's going to put you in a funk for the rest of your life. You know, tasing someone kills. But I'm in a spot right now where I need a pillowcase for this pillow that I made back in 1990. Who knows what. I hope it doesn't have dust mites. It probably does. I better wash it. But I'm in a spot right now, guys, where I need a friend. These Zoom meetings, they're not cutting it anymore. Like, doing that takes the edge off. I guess if I have anything that takes the edge off. But being around another human, smiling at somebody, even chatting, sitting on Zoom watching speakers and watching other people have conversations, you're still an outsider. But having person-to-person contact, whether that's directing something at me, hugs, laughter, crying together. But I heard other people in the rooms talk about it wasn't necessarily easy when they got a partner, and they got a husband, and they got a boyfriend. And I didn't have any expectations, as Jackie would say. Anyways, I'm really lonely. My businesses have fallen. The bottom has fallen out for me in this world. I just want, like, what if I just died in my sleep tonight? Like, that's how I was when I was a kid. That's what I used to think. I'm not trying to say that I'm going to do something. Like, unfortunately, trees fall on people's houses. And, you know, I don't want to think that. Because, you know what happened last time I thought that? I got in a total car accident. 2 cars totaled. A motor vehicle accident on I-5 South in Portland, Oregon. Going outside of Portland, Oregon. To see a newborn baby. I had given up. The bottom had fallen out. No one was helping me and the kids. I was lonely. I was working all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I was earning minimum wage. Or close to that. 17 years of college. Multiple degrees and certificates. Multiple everything that you could think of. Though. I have everything but a law degree. And I'm trying to do loan signing, insurance agent, which is actually similar to attorneys or something. It's similar to, if you're an attorney and some of the stuff, or you're working on an attorney, you don't need this certification. I found out. Or there's some connection there that I'm going to be learning some laws here. But God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to choose the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Dear God, I ask you to guide me, Mia. I ask you to guide my businesses to be more successful. That my tears of despair and loneliness and of the world hating me I pray that it'll be tears of joy. I pray that it's not just success. Me is successful. Look what she did. Look what she attracted to herself. Look at people. It's like if the white people and the black people won't hire me, then I need to get some immigrants. I need to get some children. I need to get some. Heck, I'll become a veterinarian if I need to, God. But I just had to find a niche that likes me, because I haven't found anyone who likes me, especially out here, anywhere. God, I pray that I could be here for my kids and potentially grandkids. I pray that we could find somebody, all of us, to get adopted into their families. Some elders, some youngsters, some pets, people with homes, houses they own, and cars. And God, I pray that I don't need to do the counseling anymore, or I do it directed by you and not just the educational process. When I talk about spiritual things and raw food spirituality, nobody understands that. I take everything in that trauma timeline and I put it on the altar right now. I thought, oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. You know what? In between the lines, read in between the lines, all that stuff happened. It's just not written. We know it's sandwiched between my ears. It's at the altar right now. I don't know how to leave anything at the altar. God, I thank you for the 12-step meetings, because I hear stuff that people say, this is how I learned how to live, get a job, get an education. And when I help a sponsee or a newcomer or even an old-timer say, I got an education, I got a job, I raised my kids, child welfare didn't come taking them away. You know, people complained because I couldn't find a dentist, because I couldn't get on health insurance. People called and reported me to child welfare because I didn't know anything about Medicaid. It's not advertised, I don't think. Maybe it is. Is your child uninsured? You know? God, I pray that you help the weight come off. I don't want to buy any food. I want to do like a month-long juice fast. I'm going to get a 12-volt thing for the car, and I'm going to run the engine, and we'll do that right now. There's no excuses. Someone's going to sleep all day. I don't have anywhere to go, even in the bathroom. It's too loud. We'll make some carrot juice. Orange juice. All this food is going in the trash when it could be. Instead of me buying $100 of stuff that gives me diarrhea, why don't you use the stuff from the food trash? You know? You're not even eating the carrots because it's too crunchy. No, I actually like carrots. I got kale in the fridge. I haven't touched the dehydrator because somebody complained about their busted up table, you know? So God, I'm down. I need to talk to somebody. I'm going to sit and meditate for 2 minutes. Bye.